What is up, XRP community? Welcome back to another video. Thank you for joining me. Some massive breakthroughs with Ripple joining a international derivatives group. And another member of this organization is BlackRock, Societe Generale, some of the biggest banks in the world. I want to talk about the implications of that on the derivatives market and a 4-digit XRP price. I also want to talk about ETHgate. Let's hop right into it. Make sure you guys smash that like button on the way in. It's free and it supports a lot. Thank you. James K. Hyland quoted this tweet from Stuart Alderati, General Counsel for Ripple. He says, crypto critic, ex-SEC official, John Reed Stark says there should be an investigation into Bill Hinman. This is broader than Ripple. There could be potentially serious conflicts of interest by a government official, and there were. An investigation will either put it to rest or hold folks accountable. It says, yes, I have read that Bill Hinman might have acted unethically or even unlawfully. Bill Hinman, this is the guy that said in a speech Ethereum was not a security, at least according to some reports. The FBI should investigate the so-called Hinman emails. If the evidence shows unlawful conduct, DOJ should prosecute. But Hinman's conduct is a weak deflection, a total red herring, and has little to do with the applicability of the securities laws. And this right here, the SEC turned over 324 pages of new documents that empower in oversight requested through the Freedom of Information Act, talking about ETHgate, and it's very revealing. So Joseph Lubin, one of the Ethereum founders, and Consensus, an Ethereum organization, played a central role, more than previously known, in SEC Director of Corporate Finance William Hinman's controversial speech, where he said Ethereum was not a security. He also apparently brought Hinman and Ethereum creator Vitalik together as the speech was drafted. So how is that not a conflict of interest? The head of corporate finance for the SEC is meeting with the creator of the cryptocurrency Ethereum to draft a speech together about why Ethereum is not a security. Does that seem right? Investors and attorneys closely associated with Ethereum were prominent on the list of a March 28th meeting on a crypto safe harbor proposal. An August 22nd, 2019 email shows that Hinman met with Simpson Thacher partner Chris Lin, while Lin was representing Canaan, a crypto mining client. More conflict of interest. The SEC Ethics Office has repeatedly warned Hinman against such meetings since he was receiving millions of dollars in payments from Simpson Thacher while he was at the SEC. And instead of taking these warnings from the SEC Ethics Office, he went forward with them anyways. Okay, now this is what I was talking about with Ripple and this big derivatives breakthrough. And if you guys do need a spot to get XRP or Flare, I recommend Uphold. It's sleek, it's simple, it's secure. It's where I dollar cost average and buy my Flare XRP daily. A link to Uphold in the video description below. So ISDA, one of the largest, no, not one of, the largest global derivatives trade body, welcomes Ripple Labs as a member. And you see this headline, Ripple is now a member of a trade organization that hosts the like of BlackRock. The move aligns Ripple with prominent industry leaders such as JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, BNY Mellon, solidifying its position within traditional financial systems. Now, what is the purpose of XRP? To move money fast and efficiently. The derivatives market is the largest market in the world. This graphic right here from Jack the Rippler. And if you guys do use Twitter, check me out on Twitter. A link is in the video description below, XRP. You have banknotes, government bonds, 50 trillion, corporate bonds, 100 trillion, commodities, 300 trillion, derivatives, 1 quadrillion. Okay, so this analysis that I asked some artificial intelligence software is just talking about the derivatives market. 1 quadrillion, a lot of money. The approval of Ripple's entry into the ISDA marks a noteworthy achievement. It's comprised of more than 1,000 institutions spanning 79 countries. Look at these groups. JP Morgan, Societe Generale, BlackRock, CME Group, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, Citi, Goldman Sachs, BNY Mellon, London Stock Exchange, Bank of America. By joining this distinguished league, Ripple underlines its commitment to bridging the gap between the realm of crypto and traditional finance. What other crypto companies, I could be wrong, maybe I don't have the information, are getting invited to the ISDA besides Ripple Labs? So Mr. Man had this analysis, and he says, what would the value be if XRP captured just 10% of the derivatives market? As of August 4th, 2023, the current market cap of XRP is $35 billion, assuming that XRP processes 10% of the derivatives market. So not all the market, just 10%, 1/10 of it. 10% of quadrillion is 100 trillion. If XRP processes 100 trillion and its current market cap is 34 billion, then the market cap of XRP would need to increase by approximately 2,800x. All right, that's a 2.8 million% return. Using the current price of XRP, which is 66 cents, we can estimate the potential price of XRP if it were to process 10% of the derivatives market, $1,896. Therefore, if it was to process 10% of the derivatives market, its price could potentially increase to $1,800. Very far-fetched. A lot of big assumptions here. 10% of the payments. However, when you see headlines like this, right, Ripple Labs rubbing elbows with BlackRock, it does give me faith. And you don't need 100% of the derivatives market, just 10%. So this came out 3:30 in the morning a few days ago. David Schwartz, the Ripple CTO, joined a Twitter space and he said some very revealing things. Take a listen.
Do you believe that there can be two existing world reserve currencies to simultaneously exist?
I do, and I think that could happen. I think it's quite realistic that a lot of the world is just done with the dollar as their reserve currency. And I think that there's a lot of places that are willing to try something else. And one of my scenarios, and I don't think it's going to play out quickly, but like one of my wild case success scenarios for a digital asset is if countries start to realize that the US dollar is not going to be the reserve currency forever. Other things are going to be the reserve currency. And the same thing that we saw with banks. Like people, when we started selling software to banks, people would say to me, why would a bank use something that like you guys were selling them when they could use something that was like made by banks? And what they didn't realize is that, only like 10 banks in the country, on the planet, are Deutsche Bank, HSBC, Credit Suisse, JP Morgan Chase, like the ones who would build a system that the entire planet would run on. For the rest of the banks, that's 6,000 smaller banks, those are their biggest, strongest competitors. Those are the entities they hate the most. They would not want to use the system built and maintained by them because it's going to be biased in favor of them, their biggest and strongest competitors. And I think the same thing could happen to nations. Like every nation would love for their currency to be the world reserve currency. That's helped the US, that's grown the US economy, quote unquote, unfairly by leaps and bounds for decades. And every other country would be like, yeah, we'd like to have the world be the world's reserve currency. But the only countries that could possibly pull it off is the US holding its position, maybe the EU, maybe Russia, maybe one or two others. But realistically, most countries know that if there's going to be a new world reserve currency that's a country's currency, it's not going to be them. And so they might actually prefer a currency that nobody can control to one that's controlled by their largest geopolitical rivals. And so that's like what I think is the biggest possible success scenario for digital assets. If these countries are like, okay, well, the US dollar can't hold on forever, but it's not going to be our currency because no one's going to want to repeat the US dollar scenario. Nobody but the EU wants the EU to replace the dollar, right? Nobody but Russia wants the ruble to replace the dollar. Nobody but China wants the yuan to replace the dollar. So maybe they could settle on a currency that nobody could control rather than one controlled by their most powerful geopolitical rival. So if you want a success scenario, that's the one that I think is the most likely.
But the money question is, how do you get everybody to agree?
Well, I mean, they might agree if the alternative is that their geopolitical rivals force some new replacement for the dollar that's not, if they just replace, the old boss with a new boss. If the choice is no boss, if that happens to make a bunch of cryptocurrency people rich, I don't think they're going to see that as too much of a minus.
That's good.
Yeah. It was great talking to you.
Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you for watching the video. Subscribe if you're new. Smash that like button. Try and put up videos every day, as best I can. God bless you guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. Until next time.